Yes, people, big up yourselves. Appreciate the patience, and I am here finally. I was gonna do my original breakdown of every game from the weekend, like I started from last week, guys, and I will still be continuing to do that 100%. But something came up that meant I had to delay starting this stream, and obviously, those of you who are watching live will know that this is about to clash in 20 minutes with our Monday night show. So hopefully we see you there for that show. So I'm just going to keep this one short and sweet today, and just review the games way quicker than I normally do. But talk about the pressing topic at hand, which is Ten Hag being, what should we call it? Jazzy Jeff dashed out the back door. Sparta kicked into the hole. Whatever you want to call it. He's gone now, isn't it? He's gone. Yards. We lost Ten Hag, man. We did. Never forget 7-0. Big up everyone in the chat. Love as always, people, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys each and every time. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. So yeah, I'm just gonna start with the Ten Hag stuff. I personally don't understand why it took them so long to get rid of him. I find it very strange he was allowed to continue to be bad, continue to drop poor performances, and I almost feel like they were shook to get rid of him. Whether it's because they didn't want to pay him, whether it's because the market is a bit vague at the moment. Like, I mean, Amorim is the one that he's being linked with, that they've been linked with. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the situation with Amorim. Big up Revenant, who does make a good point that they must have been planning from before, considering the Amorim stuff seems to be moving ahead very, very quickly. And with that being the case, yeah, they probably have been planning it for a little while. But at the same time, I don't know. Amorim, I'm not going to turn my back on Amorim or be a hypocrite. He was the one I wanted more than most. I think Xabi Alonso was probably the only person who I wanted to be Liverpool manager more than Amorim, until obviously we became strongly linked with Slot. So for me, I can't go back on me thinking he's a good manager. He is a good manager. That being said, there has been a lot of rumors about his attitude and his ego. And I don't know how well that works at Man United, because if he does have an ego and he does have an attitude, he's going to clash with the board. This is one of the main problems that there's been at Man United. So it's going to be very interesting how that one goes. They're going to have to pay him a lot of money. If the rumors are true, and we don't know if they're true, these are alleged rumors, but if the rumors are true, remember Amorim was asking for like 15 mil a year or something like that to become Liverpool manager. And I think even West Ham, and that was the reason why neither club strongly considered him as well. Can Man United afford to give their manager 15 mil a year, after having to pay 10 plus to get him out of his contract and having to pay off Ten Hag, when we know they do have some financial issues at the moment? So even that one, I don't know. And Amorim will probably stick to his guns because his reputation is on the line if he goes and takes that job. We all know what being Man United manager entails. It entails you pretty much putting your reputation on the line, because it usually ends in a shit show. And then you leave with your stock way down and you don't look as good as you did before. I'll be very intrigued how they navigate around paying this. And will this mean that their budget in the transfer window will be cut? Because if he goes in, he is going to want to bring in a few players. One thing I will say about him, he plays that 3-5-2 formation, generally speaking. That's not to say he can't change. He might be able to switch it up and change. But he does kind of play that formation. And I look at their squad and I think Man United have actually got a squad that is actually built to play that formation. You've got Mazwari and Delo and Shaw, when he's fit, who I think could play wing back. And they'd probably maybe just have to go and buy one or two on top of that, but like those players can play wing back. I think Dallo and Mazwari actually better wing backs than they are fullbacks. Then you've got their is it 5 centre backs they have? So you've got Delit, you've got Lissandro, you've got Evans, you've got Maguire, and you've got Lindelof. I don't think I'm missing anyone because Varane left. Oh yeah, the young kid. Um, so they've got 6, and I think the majority of those guys are built to be in a back three. I think it would actually make them play better. Yeah, Euro bonkers. I think it would make them play better if they had a back three. Then you go into their midfield and you think, if they've got the cover of the fullbacks and they've got the 3 at the back, then their midfield could probably handle playing with like Bruno, you know what I mean, kind of floating around in that middle, and either side of him would be like Mainu or and Ugarte or Casemiro or whoever. And then up front, Rashford probably would be a good support striker. I don't think he's a good number 9, but I think he could play support striker. A new lease of life, a new formation, a change, a new position in the team might give him a bit of confidence. Apart from up front, I mean, Squirtsy, we know that he can play in that support striker role. Obviously, these are all for Højlund, who would be up front. I do look, and I think they've got a squad built to play 3-5-2. Obviously, they'd have to make a few additions, but they have a squad that is built to play 3-5-2. So I think this could work. I think this really could work for them if he comes in. And I'll be a little annoyed that they're actually going down a good route with a manager who could make them do well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really was hoping they would just go and do the banter thing and go and get Potter or Southgate, one of their managers who ain't crap, but he's never going to bring them back to the promised land. Do you get what I mean? So I'm a little bit concerned and a little bit annoyed that they might be bringing in a top boy. But we're just going to have to watch this space, see how it goes, and we'll figure it out somewhere down the line, whether it was a good move or not. But yeah, Man United have finally got rid of Ten Hag. West Ham, man, I'm annoyed at you as well because you were part of the problem. You were supposed to know what the memo was. Porto, all of you, look, man, the memo was keep this man in the job. Keep this man in the job. None of you lot got the memo. What's wrong with y'all, man? What's wrong with y'all? But again, even with Amorim coming in and looking like a good choice, let's be honest, we all thought Ten Hag was going to be a good choice. We did. A lot of revisionism's going on right now. A lot of recency bias. Everybody thought Ten Hag was the shit before he went to Man United, and everybody thought Man United made a great appointment. Who knows? Who knows if Amorim will be good? But we'll keep an eye on this one. But big up Man United, innit? Bun them, man. But I'm trying to be unbiased in this review. Genuinely, I'm trying to be unbiased and like genuinely speaking. I'm always gonna struggle to hide it a little bit, but I'm gonna try and be as unbiased as possible. John, you absolute legend. Big up yourself. Says big up Drifty. Love as always, my bro. Big up yourself. Always appreciate the super chats and any form of support. And I am close to opening up the members for my channel as well, guys. So hopefully you guys will be excited about that, and I'll be bringing you some content that I won't be bringing the general channel. I'm gonna start getting my channel flowing a lot more now. There's been so much concentration on KOP-ISH, which is my baby. Obviously, you guys know already. So I'm trying to put that same level into my own channel now. So I will slowly be getting there, guys. So don't worry. There'll be a lot more content coming on my channel. Moving on to the rest of the weekend now, guys. To just round up, as I said, as of next week, I'll be going back to doing the roundup properly, guys, and going through all the fixtures properly. But let's finish up in today's roundup with all of the scores. Now, obviously, the weekend started with Leicester and Forest. What a brilliant win for Forest. And Chris Wood is actually doing really well, man. I remember I got laughed at once when I said that Chris Wood is a decent striker. But he is. He's a decent striker. Man City, how much longer can they keep winning these one goal or last minute? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they took their foot off the gas. Maybe they were just being calm about it, possibly. But Southampton only winning at home doesn't scream that they're fully clicking and flowing right now. Haaland again, bailing them out. Brentford and Ipswich is probably the game of the weekend in terms of overall. I mean, Brentford with a last-minute winner. And, you know, what a game, 4-3, unbelievable. Brighton and Wolves again. I thought this was one of the hardest games to call of the weekend. Wolves will be glad with that point. We've obviously got Brighton twice this week. So hopefully we can follow suit from Wolves by not being defeated away at the Amex. Aston Villa. This one was a shock. I got to be honest with you. Villa dropping points to Bournemouth at home. I was shocked. I genuinely was shocked about that one. And yeah, I don't really know how that one happened because I haven't seen that game. That's the only thing. But that result it was a shock. Everton and Fulham. Everton actually started this game really well, and I thought they were actually going to win this one. So I'm actually quite surprised that they didn't get the win. But Fulham are a good team. And again, another one of those ones that was very tricky to know who would win or who was going to show up the best in that one. But Everton, they've got over all the rubbish now, innit? Like, let's be honest. They're not playing crap like they were last season. And that relegation stuff we used to joke about, that ain't happening. No chance. There's no chance that's happening. Palace, I did tell people Palace were gonna get the dub over Tottenham. I had a feeling they're a good team who've just not been getting the rub of the green. They got a good manager, and they were not going to continue to keep having poor performances all the time, especially at home. Not poor performances, sorry, poor results. And I just knew. I knew they were going to get it. I knew they were going to beat Tottenham. I just did. So shout out Crystal Palace, and Tottenham's good run is ended. I think Tottenham was on a 5-win streak. So obviously they'll be devastated that that's over, but they'll try and pick it up again next weekend. Chelsea versus Newcastle was the game I did on Big Up. Shout out to everyone who tuned in as well. Love as always to you guys. And we really enjoyed ourselves in that watch along. That was a really good game to watch. Obviously, the excitement and the anticipation was building to the Liverpool game that was following. But it was a good game to watch. Offside goals and great passes. It was just overall a brilliant game to watch. Chelsea coming out on top. And they go into the Man United game with a spring. Even though Man United now will be going into that game possibly new manager bounce, because West Ham, obviously, as I spoke about, beating Man United earlier, got Ten Hag the sack, which we're all devastated about. But now, now Ruud van Nistelrooy will be in charge for the Chelsea game. We all saw that one coming, which is actually what's so disrespectful about Ruud, because let's be honest, Van Nistelrooy actually was brought in by Ten Hag, and now he's taking the job. Now, to me personally, you leave with the brother that brought you in because that's your boy, right? Or that's the situation. Nah. You know what this brother did? A man took him in, let him sleep on his couch, fed him, and then when that guy broke up with his girlfriend and he was kicked out, instead of the brother leaving, now the brother's dating your girl. Madness. Bad mind. Bad man. Ruben van Nistelrooy is on some bad man flicks now. I don't care what no one says. That is bad mind. So let's see what we can do. He has won the league with PSV, so he's not some bum manager. I'm surprised they haven't given him a little time to prove himself before they've gone and got a replacement in case he is good enough. But you know, we will see. But yeah, West Ham with a late penalty that, I'm gonna be honest, was not a penalty. Man, hate Man United or not, that was scandalous that penalty was given. Absolutely scandalous. Like I cannot believe that they did that. I really can't. That was yeah. That was scandalous. The refereeing in this country is diabolical. I big up SG said that was rude of him. I love that. That was pun intended. And then obviously to round up the Arsenal-Liverpool game, which we spoke about in depth last night, that I won't go on too much about. But I'll be honest with you. Sean, yeah, the Arsenal fans have been moaning about the ref. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Like, like they actually don't know how much the referee was helping them yesterday because they're blind to their bias, right? Because we all saw it. The amount of times the referee was giving them free kicks for fuck all. Yeah. And every single time somebody kicks the ball away, even if it's like a tiny bit, are Arsenal fans going to cry because Declan Rice got sent off for doing that? Like, get over it now. It's your disciplinary problem. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with anyone else. Stop crying about whether anyone else gets it. The amount of times things like this happen to other teams. But more than anything, the fact that there were 3 fouls or 3 bits of foul play in that goal, man taking a ride on Soboslai's back, blatant foul. Then an elbow in Ibu's face as they both went up for the ball, him and Havertz. Then not only that, hit Havertz's arm. And then after that, he fouls Trent before it hits the post. And I think it was Jesus taps it in. It's like, come on, man, have some self-awareness. This is the reason why people have a problem with Arsenal. It's because the fans don't have any self-awareness. They are always playing victim. They always act like the world is against them. And it's not. You get so many decisions. And you know what? With all these injuries happening to Arsenal, it's kind of letting you understand what the other teams have been going through in the previous years, because Arsenal for the last 2 years barely got any injuries to their key players. So now all of a sudden it is happening to them. They're acting like they're the only people in the world who it happens to. Man United, Liverpool, and Chelsea last season especially, and the season prior, had the most amount of injuries. And everybody told Ten Hag, shut up and get on with it. Everybody told Klopp, shut up and get on with it. Nobody gave Poch any bly with him trying to build that new team. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. And we didn't ask for sympathy, but nobody cared. But now it's happening to Arsenal. Instead of just understanding, okay, this is what it feels like after not going for it. Oh, everyone's against us and rare. They told us not to moan about injuries last year. So why are you moaning about injuries now? Keep the same energy and have some self-awareness. Jesus. But yesterday's result was good. The performance was terrible, but the result was good, as I said. And hopefully that point gained against Arsenal will be a point that we love at the end of the season. But there you have it, people. I'm going to wrap up there because we will be heading over to start the Monday night show live, starting in 5 minutes over on KOP-ISH. And yeah, man, we roll, we move. And I will see you guys all there. I'm sure I will. But big up to everyone who tuned into this one. I appreciate you guys each and every time. And yeah, I'll be back. I'll let you guys know. Maybe even tonight. Definitely, probably tomorrow, though. I'm going to start doing some gaming again on my channel. So stay tuned as well. Keep your notifications on so you know when I'm going at all times. And stay tuned to the socials. And I'll release some stuff on that one. But yeah. Big up yourselves. Big up, John. Appreciate that. Andre, big up yourself. Sean, big up. I've started something now, innit? I don't want to go through all of them through every comment set because I'm going to forget some and miss some. But love as always, guys. You know I appreciate it every single time. And yeah, guys, I will catch you in a few minutes over on KOP-ISH for the Monday Night Live. And then stay tuned to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification and subscribe if you're new as well, guys, so you know when I'm going live with my next one. And Nizzy, the Ballon d'Or thing, let me figure something out because I definitely think I might. That one there will be a good show and it'll be interesting, even though we know who's gonna win it. So stay tuned because I probably will, Nizzy. I probably will. But yeah, love as always. Big up your damn selves. And I'll catch you on the flip side, people. Love. Peace.